parti.
C'est parti.
Anne-Sophie,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. So you're from France?
Yeah.
You're from Bordeaux?
Yes.
And a bit like, I think it's like an hour and a half away from where I grew up.
Yeah. Where did you grow up already?
So like my dad is, we grew up with my dad close to Agen.
Yeah.
And my mom is in the Basque country.
Okay. All right. So we're neighbors.
Pretty much neighbors, exactly. I'm meeting in Amsterdam. But you moved in Amsterdam?
Yes, 6 years ago.
6 years ago. Same as me.
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years ago. Yeah, exactly.
Here we are.
And but you left. You decided to leave France.
Yeah, I decided to leave France. To be honest, it was because of love. So it was not because of the situation there.
Okay.
But I'm very glad I did it. To be honest, yes.
Yeah. And what could you say, like, because you told me you feel a lot more welcome in the Netherlands than in France. What do you mean by that?
Actually, I never felt like in France who I am was like, not really welcome, but it was not a plus. It had no added value. Not that it has to have some, but when I moved here, suddenly I felt appreciated. I felt like my difference was appreciated. And the funny thing, I was thinking about it the other day, is like I always wanted to model, like since I'm 12. And I've been asking years and years in France. I think literally 10 years I've been asking Paris, hey, here I am. Yeah. I've never had like any contract, any agencies. They never wanted me. I moved to Holland within a year. I was with an agency. I was signed and I was working. And I was like, yo, what is it? So in France, 10 years, my own country don't want me, and here I move here, and suddenly people are like, yeah, that's cool. We like your hair, we like your skin color, I think you can work. So I was like, okay, that's quite fucked up. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And it's very interesting because you would think that France is pretty opened up on that level, and it's the same for me. I work as a model like you, and the French market is extremely difficult for me because whether I'm too light or whether I'm too dark, and there is no right middle. And but when you're an athlete and when you win the World Cup, exactly. It's fine to be dark and it's fine to be like this. But on the side after, if you want to be a successful member of society and be portrayed as a role model, then you're too dark. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the thing. And so we both grew up in the southwest of France, and I had my own like pretty, let's say, traumatizing it was to me experiences in it's just one story. there's a whole suitcase of those. But what I'm interested to know is like, how is the difference between a woman and a man, especially in school? Because I think for you it changed around before puberty, right?
Yeah,
before
exactly.
So what happened exactly? Which signs did you notice that you were different?
Different. I think immediately and it was only from the guys. So I never had bad experience with girls, but the guys were going with the name like banana, negro, my nigga, like all the freaking time. Yeah. And for them it was funny. And these guys were my friends, by the way. It's not like... So I was like, okay, haha, it's fun. Like first time it's okay, second time, then it really starts to get on you. And you're like, okay, fuck, I'm going to say something now. So I was like, stop it, like it's not funny, banana, monkey. And they were like, oh, there you go, playing the victim. Oh, no, poor Anne-Sophie. And you're like, okay, fuck, I'm not taken seriously. Yeah. So then you turn to your girlfriends who are like, yeah, but you know, guys will be guys and all that stuff. And you're like, okay, well, so if I want to fit in the group, I just have to shut the hell up and accept it. So this started at 13. Then I moved to high school where I was like, okay, people are more mature, it's going to be fine. But next thing you know, it's again, my nigga, negro, banana, na. And it kept on going. And I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be banana. Cool. That's what I'm going to be.
Yeah, you came to a point that you were tolerating to be.
Yeah, literally. I was like, okay, you want to walk on me? Fine, walk on me. You know what? I don't want to eat alone at the self, so I'll take it.
It is crazy what you're saying, because you're saying, because for us, we're really minorities down there. Like, people have to realize that southwest of France, you don't have too many black people, not many mixed people, so it's mainly white. So if you don't want to eat by yourself, you don't want to be by yourself during break time, you have to comply and you have to tolerate and 100%. Accept those insults. Because if you say something rebel, like you said, people don't take you seriously. And in a way, I think, were you a pretty good student and everything in France?
Yeah, I was fine, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so you were appreciated and all that. For me, it was. I mean, I was saying I was also straight A student. I was the nerd of the class pretty much for most of my life, and And the thing was, when I would get those insults from the guys, who was always a bit of jealousy. They were trying to get me stuff. But for the guys, it's different, I think, because we resolved to fighting, violence, to our fist. We know when something like this happened. But for a girl, I can understand that, especially guys kind of bullying you and coming onto you. That's pretty messed up. And and it feels like it's they need to put you on your place.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing that comes to my mind when I hear that kind of stuff. Is like you're not part of us. Remember,
you're different. Yeah, exactly.
You're down
for
there.
Sure.
You're
yeah.
Banania. For the people who don't know what Banania is a chocolate drink from France, which first images were pretty racist. They were using like the tirailleurs, which were the Senegalese fighters that fought for France. About 200,000 of them died, actually. A lot of people don't know that during the First War. So France used those guys. And on the Banania ad of the box, there is a yabon, which is like a bad French way of expressing themselves. So the brand was making fun of those guys for speaking French in a very, I don't know, primal way, I guess, that it will characterize, but that is not their original language. So that's a pretty racist comment, bringing you to slavery in that sense of that. And you told me also Bamboula, which is also like another brand for biscuits that was used in France with a little dark skin with a little character with a dark complexion with like if I remember, kind of like a prehistoric leopard kind of clothes on, whatever, and everything, kind of happy and everything. But it's always portrayed in this savage, in this primal way of portraying the African guy, and his joy of living is always how do you say, put down and used for the benefit of the marketing.
Exactly, yeah.
But here it's funny how they use this. And I had the same, being called names like that. But like I said, a slap in the face, a punch. By that time, I'd grown up a lot, and I learned how to defend myself. So I was doing the beating in the end. But for a girl, I guess it's difficult. And being brought back to this, people don't realize that as soon as you bring back to this slavery kind of feeling, and it just puts you down. I don't know. How did you feel like? Did you feel like you were, because you want to belong to a group so bad, but what did you feel? What was the...
I kind of always felt like the outcast. I was there, but I was not there. I was part of the group, but I was not very, very much part of the group. It was also weirdly, it's a bit stupid, but I was the only one without a boyfriend, always. All of because I only had white girlfriends, basically, and they always had a guy. And I was the one without a guy, and I was like, okay, what's up with me? And some of my girlfriends were like, well, perhaps it's your skin color. I don't know. So you're already like, okay, fuck, already I'm different because of my skin color. So I cannot have a boyfriend. Now I have to have the insults. So, yeah, I felt like, in series, you have this B character always. I felt like this my whole, high school year, and that was me. I was the B character always.
I felt the same. I think that's when the revolt came up, because you grew up as a kid. Okay, you experience those things and all that, but you do everything you can to be a good person, a good black person. The idea of a good black person, the smiling one, the polite, the one that is great in school, the one that perfect great in sports, the one that doesn't rebel, that shut up and everything. And for me, it changed at the teenage years like you, because I realized like the violence of it. You just want to be free. You want to love whoever you want to love. You just want to go wherever you please to without being questioned of your presence there. Because for me, it started like then people following me in shops, security guards and everything all over the place. And you become very aware of this. Or people because I grew up pretty big, or ladies in France just like, clinching onto their bags in the elevators and shit like that. And, always, and you, like you said, you realize that you don't belong there. You're not welcome.
No.
You're not, you don't have like, how do you say that? You don't have a space for yourself, because you're not black, you're not white. But at the same time, you cannot enjoy the same freedom as all the people, despite being a citizen and doing whatever you need to do. So
that's true. I think what you say, like you are not black and white, it's so true. And I struggle with this a lot. I was like, where do I stand? I'm in this school. You have perhaps I think we were perhaps 2,000 in my high school, and you had 5 black people.
Yeah, same as mine, I think. Yeah.
You know, so are you already like, okay, so hey guys, we're not that many of us, but okay, that's fine. But then I'm like, okay, all my friends are white. I'm not white. But for the black, for example, for the black part, which is my dad's part, I'm not black. So I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
And my sister and I were basically just the two of us being like, okay, so this is us in this town of Bordeaux. Like, we're the mixed kids, but we don't really belong anywhere. So let's try to just be polite and smile and be accepted as much as we can. And yeah, it did work to some extent, but yeah.
Trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
But still pretty much alone at the end of the day.
You are definitely, and I think we understand. It's funny because it's always a good philosophical topic to talk about, like born alone, dying alone. But we understand as mixed people that we really are alone. You don't belong to the white, you don't belong to the black. You just belong to this. Yeah, you're just human, and we understand it better, I think, than anyone actually to be just there alone, not belonging to anyone.
Yeah,
and that's quite interesting. And after that, I was it for you, because I believe you were working in France and something like that. And
I stopped with high school. I moved on to uni. Then I made sure to get rid of all the people that I thought were like, anyway, you get me. And did my study and moved to Holland. And
So you moved right after your study?
Yeah, right.
So you didn't even get the chance to apply for a job or anything like that?
No, you know what? I was like, why?
I understand. You didn't get that luxury. Because when I graduated from high school, I think I'm a bit older than you. It was 2004. I was 17 at the time. And there was still this thing where you will apply for a job, but as a black guy with an African name, or you will have your photo, you're pretty much sure
you're not going to get
9 10 out of 10 you're not going to get that job.
Yeah.
And that's what pushed me. I was even more revolted and pushed me to go away. And I thought it was better. I moved to America because I was also playing basketball and all those things. I thought it would be better, but to my surprise, I realized that it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was to some extent, and some extent worse, but different. Because in France, the thing that I found out was that racism, you can get fined, you can go to jail for being a racist, for actually like calling someone a nigger or whatever, if you actually deposit a complaint. But in America, what I see is like people are more straightforward with it.
Okay.
They are open, and in France they're not.
True.
So in a way, I was actually respecting more the courage and the honesty of the American guy for being a racist than the French guy. Because in France, in its way, it's all over the place. In schools with some teachers, and it's just there. You know, how many times, you know, the expression "à la tête du client," you just get a grade because of your face. Oh man, my last year of high school was just like that with 1 or 2 teachers, and despite what you're doing, the teachers is always going to give you the same grade. Whether I will spend 1 minute on my page or 1 hour, I will always get the same grade all year long. And when at the end we had the baccalaureate, the final thing, I had one of the top grade in TP. I did a baccalaureate S, and the teacher came and asked me, "How did you do it?" But how did you do it in a way that did you cheat?
Yeah.
And I was like, I look at him, you know, at that time I started rebelling against that guy, especially. I was like, dude, you know, you've been the one grading me. What do you think I did it? Yeah, you should know. And but that was quite interesting, and this is how, like, I think it's in the system in France in that way, that especially in school you grow up with that, you're being brought up with it, so you're already into that system, and you cannot escape it, of course, because you have to be in school and you have to face it, and you cannot jump from one school to the other, because in the end you will always find the same. So you just have to adapt and to just power through and get through the thing.
That's quite crazy. But France, it's funny. I also thought about something this morning, actually, before coming here. I did a campaign for a brand of watch. So I'm there, and I'm black, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was with the Dutch team, and it went well, and the campaign came out, and the slogan, do you say that?
Yeah, the tagline
Yeah,
slogan.
the tagline was something super nice, like release your power or whatever. And then the campaign moved to France, and I guess the French pole of this watch brand did the tagline, and it was I'm going to say it in French for you first. It was relâchez votre côté sauvage.
Wow, unleash your wild side.
Yeah, but like wild, I find in English is not even strong enough to release, like to explain how bad it is if you put it on a black person. It's like almost like release your animal, the animal inside of you. I know, but it was so bad. And this is my first campaign in France.
Yeah.
My face is like 1 meter big, and underneath is written, release the animal.
It's always like that. I had that also with one job in Paris. My agent at the time, which was really protective of me, pretty awesome, and tried to push me in so many ways. Hakim, so I say hi to him. There was a campaign for a brand of a coffee, and then he told me what the concept was and everything. I don't remember exactly. I'm not going to name the brand either, but it was something pretty bad as well in your ways. And he was like, I don't think you should do it. And I was like, no, you're definitely right. I'm not going to do it. No matter the money behind it. No, you don't want to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And for you, it's even more messed up because they changed the tagline. And without you knowing it.
I had no idea. My sister sent it to me. She said, have you seen this? This is effed up. So she wrote them a letter. She was like, this is not okay. And they sent an apology to my sister, like, oh, we're sorry if we shocked you. This is not what I meant. But I was like, how were there not one person in this team thinking this is so inappropriate to put this tagline on the face of a black girl, because we were 4 girls, the others were white. I'm like, you want to put it on one of the white girls. Don't put this on me. So effed up. But you know this business, so we left it at that. I said something, but
I understand. But it's good that you spoke up and say something about it, and maybe they were, like they said, they were not even aware of it, but they're just trapped into this narrative and in this story, fed by politics, by the news, by the media, and the movies. The black person, the exotic, the savage, the wild one. And the wild one, especially for women, in terms of fantasy, of maybe even sexual pleasure. I think here, this is what it is exactly. It's not. They don't say the wild one of the woman defending herself and punching every guy in the face that like don't comply to what she has to say. So I think it's more what it is, and it's pretty sad. I mean, I don't think they will ever use like this type of tagline for men.
No.
You release your wild side. If you release your wild side for men, that's, I guess, violence.
Exactly. It's strength. It's like, for sure.
Strength, powerful, and power and all those things. And what the media in America have been trying to control very much so in many ways, and all over, I think, in our movies and what we grew up with and all that. And this is a good one. And as we grew up, did you feel that in the end, everything that is being taught to us in school, there is, because the history of France is pretty heavy in terms of colonialism and everything. I mean, we always talk about how we freed ourselves, a bit like the American way. In 1789, the people took the power and everything. The people didn't take the power, and that's not true. People don't still have the power, I believe, in my ways, and it's even more complex today. But we learn about. Did you even spend more than 2 hours on colonialism or
no, of course not.
all those things?
No.
Did we talk about the people we use from Africa to fight our wars?
And I'm finding this out. Sorry, I'm finding this out today. But all we took, and basically we took everything from them, then put them into slavery, and we're like, we had the power. I mean, that's the thing to do. I've never learned that in the books, or if I did, as you say, it was like, okay, next chapter, 10 minutes on it, let's move on. They want to make us forget that what they did was awful and disgusting in so many ways. And I'm finding about it now that I'm grown up and that I want to educate myself. And I have so much, I'm mad. I'm mad. It's my country, and I'm like, why? Why have you done this? So I really have a mixed feeling. About France. They did so many terrible things, and for me, they are still racist in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I'm like, fuck, but it's home, it's where I grew up. And even though I had not a bad experience, I had wonderful experience as well. I'm like, do I love it? Do I hate it? What?
Yeah, I know what you mean. The dichotomy of both feelings is always a love-hate relationship. Yeah. And I have that since many years. But what you're saying very clearly is like, this history, this narrative is hidden to us.
Yeah.
And there is a lack of taking responsibility. You always point the perpetrator, the Nazi, in 3945. But did you know actually that Napoleon refused the entrance of any black people in the Empire of France? You say every black people entering the Empire of France will be sent right away and sold to the Company of the West Indies.
What?
That was a thing. Yes. It's you can look it up, and there are a lot of things we don't know about those things. And this guy is celebrated. You have his big painting, the Louvre, and all that. He's a lot of chief of staff, like president, always make allusion to this guy.
Yeah.
But this guy wasn't a good guy, and we see all those statues falling around and all that. There are so many that need to fall in France, in my belief, and he used also to keep a record of how many black people were in certain places. And it was forbidden for black and white to get together. And they would, I don't know, but you can think of what it could do, especially at that time.
Yeah.
And there were only 5,000 black people. That's a register, but to start with him. And then he started this thing, and the number went down to 2,700, something like that. Which is, you tell me, it's compared to the amount of black people, a lot of people say it's not a lot, but to inform France, that's half of them just wiped out and gone like this.
Great, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's the thing. This is where we have to dig into the history and all that. And Bordeaux, where you come from, was one of the major like ports for slave trade. This is how Bordeaux looks so beautiful. All those stones that look so clean, so white, and so big. This is the blood of slavery right there on the boat. It's one of the major port of slavery. All the Atlantic coast is full of it. This is why the cities look so beautiful there. All the money comes from slavery, and France as such is such deep rooted into this business, and we know they colonialize almost the entire world. You have French presence all over the world, and you can see it today in the French language being now the official language of the United Nations. That's the reason for that. It's all power, and all colonialism just going down. So my thing is, why and how can you not accept and just say, we messed up? Our money comes from there. It's constant hypocrisy.
It's
but
crazy.
This hypocrisy protects also the interest now. And you cannot say, we messed up with it, because if you look at it today and if you look the format is exactly the same, unfortunately. And you need to keep it going in a certain way, and that's the problem. But at least if you celebrate our athletes, our singers, not a Miss France. You remember that we have a few Miss France that are black and everything, but they receive like also racist threats and all those things
all the time,
which is pretty scandalous. I mean, to me, it's like you have to put those people away. And but why then you can celebrate our musician, our artist, our athletes, and you cannot celebrate our factory workers, which are doing the base work of our country all the time. We know that the people cleaning, the people doing that, and because in the end you brought them to France. They also brought us because they needed us to rebuild France.
Exactly.
That's what a lot of people don't know. It's not like, well, now there is a thing where people believe, and it's encouraged by African country. Oh yeah, it's better over there. That way they don't see and they cannot rebel on the spots to actually uprise and say, no, we need to make our country better. I need to go there better. But they have no idea of how it is to live in Europe. And
for sure.
But the thing is, they brought us to France, put us into those places where they needed us to work, and just left it there.
Exactly.
And deal with yourself now. And okay, you can't control yourself. You want more? We'll send you the police.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's how
not
it is.
Giving opportunities, even though people are trying. And I'm thinking of my father now, who moved to France for better opportunities.
Yeah.
and a smart man.
Yeah.
Did a study like top A student and still ended up doing a job that is like far from what he should have been doing.
Yeah.
Because he was not given opportunities. So I have pain in my heart because of this, and I think he suffered a lot from this, and at the end had some kind of, hate is a very strong word, but he was despising almost white people because of this, but for him it turned into this bad thing that then he thought everyone was racist. But it came from the fact that people were pushing him away always, no matter how hard he was trying. And at the end he was like, you know what, you're all the same, I'm not even going to try anymore. He was telling me, you are not allowed to take the bus because they are all racist, everyone is racist. And I was like, okay, you need to chill, because there are some good people out there. Anyway. But it's sad to see that it came to that point that he thought everyone is against me. I have no one here but myself and my kids, and so that's quite sad to see that you can mess up the life of someone who was just asking for a chance, to have a better life. And he came from Togo, which is of course a old colony from France.
Definitely.
So,
Togo,
the least you could do was to give a chance to my father after all you took from his country. But
exactly, and descendants.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah, and the thing you're telling me about your father is really interesting, because same as my father, I felt like as soon as we moved here to Europe and all that, he lost us.
Yeah.
We lost connection with him, and he's very introverted. He doesn't talk about those things, but I'm sure that it pained him, and it was pretty hurtful for him not to find people to talk with, and the only resort was for him to cling to people he knew in all the cities, and just dive into work, to forget or to just escape the reality. But even him, I remember, like, because he works as a dentist, he study, but he works late at night for no reason. He escapes from work, and people will call the cops on him and say, the dentist is doing, when we have this expression in French, il fait du black. So he's pretty much doing something with money illegal.
Yeah.
And people will call on the cops and say that kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, you got nothing to do to just do that. I mean, especially my dad, he's far from being like, he doesn't have any gangster blood in him. I'm sorry. It's just like, yo, that dude is no, not him. Trust me.
He's not doing anything.
Not at all. If he doesn't have any freaking idea he's doing it. So it's pretty sad, because what you're saying is very interesting. Is like, on top of depriving us from being normal citizen and having freedom and all that, you're already also putting us down to our levels in the commercials, in the taglines, in advertisement and all that, in school, not giving us our story, wiping out our story like we never existed. So we have no anchors. Our ancestors are gone, taken out of history. Now the thing is to take opportunities from our fathers and just try to shut them down in terms of shutting us down as well. And we like the moral support from our father. We like the role model subject that I will discuss this next podcast, actually. But we are lacking this structure that is very important.
Yeah.
And the one you were talking about, like, where do I belong? If you have no country, if you have no beliefs, if you have no role model, and if you have no guide, you pretty much abandon to yourself. And for a lot of black people, I think this is what we have. And we don't talk about this, and we don't exchange. We don't talk about our experiences, about how we experience all those things.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, like you said, we're being shut off. You're complaining. You're making a big fuss out of it. That doesn't exist. What? Racism? What do you mean? That's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. So we're abandoned to be like there in this limbo kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
With those emotions right under, you just fight and you power through, and we were good because we've been well trained, like almost dogs.
Yeah.
Smile, do great.
This is it.
Don't complain.
Exactly.
Good animals.
Exactly.
You're good. But if you start rebelling, having a voice, be a bit too intelligent or something like that, then you become a bad, a negre.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
a bad black guy. Yeah. You escape from this good savage.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You become a savage.
Yeah.
But you're still a savage.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're still a savage.
Yeah.
So that's pretty intense. But to you, if you ever come up to the to having a kid and all that, what do you think needs to be done for the future generation for your kid not to live what you've been through?
First and foremost, the education. I think this is something I want my kids to know. I want them to know their history.
Yeah.
I'm French, so wherever I will be living anywhere in the world, I want them to know what France has done also to black people, the way they colonized every country, took everything out of them. And I think I want to teach my kid to stand up for themselves, 100%.
Yeah.
And almost like I want to say educate the kids of others, which is not my job per se, but I'm not sure people will do it with their own kids. So I don't know, having them at home and, you have books about black people and their history and just explaining to kids, okay, this happened, you're different, but at the end of the day, like, we're all equal, it's fine. I think that's what I want to do with my kids. So stand up for herself, teach her who she is and the history beyond who we are. And yeah, I think that's about it.
I think that's one big part of it. I mean, that's a way to make them understand and to protect them. I know that's what my mom has done, and teaching me about black culture a bit. But she can do it only to a certain extent because unfortunately the one that has to do it is the father, but he's not there, and we missed that, and I definitely know that. I've been digging more into my culture and he taught me, trying to learn the language here, some words of my ancestors and things like that, but I think this is what you're saying, the education is the main thing, but also you talk about like educate the other kids. I think if you teach your kids how to defend themselves and to be proud of their own history, I think the other kids will be feeling it. You feel that energy, because for us, our generation, we were not proud to be mixed.
That's true.
Well, we're lacking that. So it's something that someone can exploit. We have nothing to be proud of, and now we're starting to, through the process now of people realizing what's going on, we're starting to heal things. There are some things happening, and it's starting to work out. And another thing. I think you said it all. The education is the best thing.
The main point.
Because if you have the knowledge and if finally those ideas from Diderot, the philosophe, from back in the time of the light of the temps de lumière in France, that was a time of revolution, of new ideas and everything. And those points were stressed out, that the way France was going with the Company of the West Indies, which is, in my opinion, the first global massive company like we have nowadays, like in this capitalistic system. It's the first capitalistic. That's the installment of the capitalistic system, this slavery model. So we can think of, we base all our economy and all our life on a genocide. This is my opinion on the thing, and this is how I see it. And one last question I would have to ask you, which is I think that'd be a good one for you to answer. So where are you from?
Where am I from? Well, I'm at the end of the day, I'm from Bordeaux. That's what I say. But yeah, I'm from everywhere, man. I'm from Benin. I'm from Togo. To be honest, I feel like almost now I'm also from the Netherlands. I feel like, I don't know, I almost got more culturally from the Netherlands than I've ever got from France. I feel Dutch in a lot of ways, from their way they are open-minded and all of that things. I don't think I've ever got that from France. So I'm a mix of a lot of things now.
Yeah,
I think.
I got you. And That's a very good question. And would you say to me? I have always it's difficult when people ask me where I'm from. This is why I'm asking you because I'm always like, yeah, I live in America, I live in Cameroon, I live in France, I live in Holland, and all in the same amount of time, like 7 years in each country.
Yeah.
And but I cannot say I'm from. I will say now I'm from Cameroon because I was born there, but I can't say that I'm from France.
No.
I will tell you why. My mom is French and all that, but for me to say that I'm from somewhere and that I'm proud to be under that flag or whatever, is that I'm proud of the history.
Yes.
Or that I'm proud of what I have done.
Yes.
And that's a big thing for me, where I cannot be a patriotic person. I can fight for human rights and human causes, which I advocate myself to do in this life, but being proud of being from a country then that doesn't accept his history and take responsibilities, that is the difficulty for me.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm like, yeah, I'm from all over the place. I get influences from all those people from all around. But like you said very well, I feel myself Dutch in many ways, way more than I'm French.
Yeah.
I feel myself American in many ways, more than I'm Dutch.
Yeah.
And I feel myself Cameroonian in many ways, more than I am American. So it's just a mix of everything, which is just highlights the fact of it's not a country that defines you, it's the cultures, the people that you encounter.
Yeah.
That's what defines you.
Yeah.
And in the end of the day, if it's the point, then we wipe out the idea of race, right?
Yeah.
It's all gone. Because do you see yourself as... it's very good. I watched a video yesterday of a lady from my friend Wes, and she had a very good question in it. She asked, which race are you? Are you biracial?
I guess. Yeah. Man, yeah, I'm biracial.
No, you're not.
No.
No. And I was like, yeah, she's right. No, you one race, human race.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Human race.
Yeah.
That's it. You're not...
it's sick that we have to think this way, right?
You have to wipe out...
It's crazy.
Your hard drive. You have to reshape it. And this is why this podcast is important, is to show people that even us, black people, mixed people, minorities, we participate in this thing.
Yeah.
Just by the way we've been raised.
Yeah.
And just by the way we've been brought up, by what we saw in movies and everything. We participate as well in it. That we want it or not. We strengthen the thing, the myth of race, of
yeah, I always that's actually very true what you're saying. I'm a part of it too. I'm part of the problem as well.
We are, all of us, you know, and there is this thing of like when I kept on reading, it's up to white people to fix it. Yes and no. And white people have to realize and acknowledge they have to do their part, but black people, we have to do our own part as well.
True.
We have to heal, we have to take care of ourselves, we have to accept the pain and get through these things and all that coming up and really recover. And we also have to realize that no, we don't want to participate into this thing, and we have to go back to study and go back to school.
It's gonna take so much work. When you say it like this, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to take years to reshape everything.
It will. I think our generation, we're just there to kickstart it.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, we probably won't see the what is it? The nice outcome.
Yeah.
The crazy thing of another friend, Ray. I've been talking to quite a few people, and thanks for all the input, man. It's so good. And he was like, "This is what we're working for, right? For the dream." And I was like, "Whoa." Whoa. And the words never, the word dream, the speech of Martin Luther King, I have a dream, never became so clear of understanding my own condition at the moment and all those things. And now we're all working for the dream. The dream to be free, the dream to be accepted, to walk like a normal person, to have the right to pick our lovers, to have the right to opportunity, and the right to our own history, and the right to identity. That's your thing, and it's unbelievable. It's a dream for us, black people, and mixed people. It is. It's crazy to think about it. But that when he told me this, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
The dream. In 2020.
It's crazy, man. It's, yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you would like to add?
No, I think we covered it pretty much. But yeah, it's just, I really hope it's gonna change. We won't be here to see the change, but I hope your daughter will see it and will experience it. But yeah, no, I have nothing to add. I mean, if I have plenty of things to add, but then this podcast will last like 2 days.
It doesn't matter. You can add something else. This is what I'm asking. You have something. If you have something that's really important to you, you can add it, and you move on.
Yeah, no, it's just like I have so much more experience that come to me that I'm, now that you say that we should not think, oh, we're by race, we're just the human race. Like I have so many stuff coming at me, like, whoa, that's true. Like the fact that I'm always thinking, oh, this guy perhaps will not like me because I'm black. Like, who thinks this? No white people ever think, oh, he might not like me because I'm white, you know? But we're so like put into this position.
Condition.
Like, yeah, like your skin color is different, so you're different. So things are gonna happen differently for you. That all that stupid thing, yeah.
No, but that's
a lot of experience that coming back, and I'm like, fuck. No white people would ever think like this. And it's a chance. Like, I'm happy for you guys that you never have to experience this and think about this. All the times I was thinking to myself, I will never be able to do this job because I'm black. And, you know, black, it's not, like, for example, I want to go into acting. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? A black actor? Who wants that? Like, no.
Wakanda.
Yeah, Wakanda, man.
It's changing.
But I hope. But I want to do it in France. And in France, like, except Omar Sy, like, name one black actor. Female, like I'm like, ooh, Sonia Roland, who was a Miss France and who did
she was a model
too. Yeah,
and she's in a role where she's again the screaming girl in the action movie and whatever. She's not intelligent, powerful, with an impact, with a brain, with emotions.
No,
she's just a body and just in this action movie again. And Omar Sy is the funny guy.
Always, yeah.
But well, he did a few movies where he was actually a submarine general, Le Chant du Loup.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I really want to. Yeah.
His way of dying in the movie is so freaking stupid. Because I'm a diver and I know what's up with diving. It is so dumb. So to the maker of that movie, yeah, come on, man.
Do your research, man.
So
come
dumb.
on, you had one job.
So dumb. And
but yeah, you see we don't have representation, and that's why the fact that I'm thinking I cannot do this job because of my skin color, it's not even because of do I have the skills to do it. And I think it's sad. At the end of the day, if I was white, I would never think I cannot do this job because of my skin color. I would doubt my skills perhaps, and perhaps the number of places there are, because it's a tiny industry at the end of the day. But on top of that, I have to worry about the fact that I'm black, and I don't think it's gonna make it for this film industry in France. They're not ready for it yet. I hope they will be with the change coming, but yeah.
The more we speak about it, the more we go deeply into it, and the more we peel out the layers, and the more we found. And this is how I believe in the way I see that. This is how we're gonna solve it. We need to peel the layers. We need to see. Oh wow, there is this here. Oh wow, there is this here as well. This here, expose it to the one that I don't see, because a white person will never be able to feel what you are feeling. Yeah. So they will never be able to fully understand it. They can hear it. They can empathize with you. Say, I feel you. Like example, imagine if you were blonde or whatever, and because you're blonde, well, you can't be in a movie.
Yeah.
Or you can't. People, when they see you, clinch onto the bags.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, many other things. Or just people don't expect you to be there. Or when they see you with a nice car, and did you steal that car? Did you steal that car? Did you? I have that all the time with the motorcycle and everything. The guys looking at me like, "Why'd you steal it?" No, kind of like that. And but you know, it's just like whatever.
I had one. This is my only bad experience in the Netherlands with my skin color. I was at home and I was cleaning my house, and this elderly white man passed and sees me through the window, and he rings at my door, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, are you the cleaning lady? And I'm like, no, I live here. And he's like, no, but you are the cleaning lady, right? And I was really taken back, like, what is this? Like, and then I was like, no, I actually live in this house. He was like, oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were the cleaning lady. And he went away. And I was like, what is this? Is this because I'm black? And the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, I know for sure this man assumed because I was black and cleaning, I must have been the cleaning lady of this household. And it really fucked me up. And I was mad for a long time. And then I was like, you know what? White elderly man, what can I do? Like, it's in the society, probably in their head that, no black people can live in a quite nice neighborhood. And
that's it. And it's something I will... that is unbelievable. You always... and it's so funny because when I always hear those hip-hop song, we made it. I say, no, you didn't make it. You didn't make it. Because I went through different stage of financial safety. And no matter what, where you go, no matter the neighborhood where you go, you're never good enough.
No.
And you will always be associated to the stereotypes. For you, a cleaning lady, a black woman, cleaning lady, or a prostitute. A black man, a thug, a drug dealer, or sometimes an entertainer. At best, wow, he raps. It's just a thing, rap, a gangster thing and all that. No matter what, you be attached to that. And for you to say, and it's sad because I can feel, I totally know what you're saying. Like, he thought I was a cleaning lady. That's fucked up. I'm angry. Wow, I just want to bash you in the face.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he just leave you there in your house, in your protected environment, your safe place, with all that pain, just probably also digging in the other ones and opening them up without you feeling it, and just leave you there like, what can I do?
Yeah,
because
that's it.
You have no idea.
No.
Until now and today, now we know we're rising.
Yeah.
It's gone from being defending, we're only offensive.
Yeah.
Like, hey, enough. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
But you said you had a few things coming up now. Do you have another one like those? Because this is quite interesting for people. This is a great example.
Yeah, because now I'm thinking about also all the time. I don't want to sound like I'm in first class or whatever, but when I'm in first class in a train, I always see people. I see you laughing. You got this a lot.
Did you pay for this?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here?
It's crazy. The controller immediately coming at you like, show me your ticket. And I'm like, come on, what is this? Yeah. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
It's always that, and that's very true. That's very true. And and I think with men, I don't get it that much with guys that do the ticket controlling. I get it more with some women that do it. They get that thing of doing. For you, I guess, it's more men.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
But the guys, he's just looking in the eyes of the guys. It's like, okay, I better not mess with that guy. And they're right, because I'm going to tell them the truth and I'm going to school them right on the spot. But I do that now with women because I think it's important. But it's always that. You cannot be there. And this is also something why I don't like fancy places and all those things. It is not interesting to me by the type of people there. Yeah.
They make you feel like you're not at your place and you shouldn't be here. And if you're here, there's something weird. If I would be with my boyfriend, it would be like, oh, okay, so he's the guy with the money. Like, she's just clinging on to him because he has the money. I'm like, guy, like, I'm making my money. I'm fine. Don't worry for me. Like, I don't need anyone. So as you, I'm steering the wheel and be like, okay, you know what? I'm no longer interested to be in these places because I don't feel welcome. I feel like if I have the money, I must be, as you say, a prostitute or doing something shady.
Yeah.
Like there is they make you feel there is no legal way you could have made that money. You did something shady to be here. And I'm like,
And there are so many great songs about this. I know a lot of people always like to sing like rapper songs and whatever. Yeah. And I encourage them actually to go back and listen to all those songs they listen, like from NWA, Fuck the Police, or J. Cole, the one where he say, I think my neighbor thinks I'm selling dope. Yeah. Go through those lyrics now, knowing these Black Lives Matter things. Go through all those lyrics and read it like you're not singing it. Read it. Read it as a person that is suffering and angry and putting the thing out. Get the meaning. Yeah. You can go to Nas is one of my favorite as well there. Talib Kweli, all those guys are just a bit on the side, and Kendrick Lamar as well is a great one on the list. But if you go and read the story of those guys, you understand like, yeah, they're not romanticizing the hood.
No,
man. You're just talking about
experience.
Tough experience. This is experience. It's not for you to party, even if the beat is up cool, to kind of like transcend your pain and just get it going and all that, and just get into a more spiritual way of escaping this condition on the earth and just putting it out in a beautiful way, transcending the pain. But just go and read all those things, and it's full of it. It's all over the place in a musical thing. And did you have another example again? Because you have many now. It's fantastic.
It's all coming. Well, on the top of my head right now, I don't. But the thing is, I think I lived a lot of things that were part of racism, but I was so into the system that I didn't realize it, to be honest. I think I accepted it and I didn't realize, oh, fuck, that should not be happening because that's fucked up. I don't have anything right now, but I know for sure if I think about it, like, for an hour or so, stuff are gonna pop out. Yeah,
it will come through the process, come and get out, and it's a nice thing that things are coming out. But I know what you mean.
But for example, because now I'm thinking about it, but the fact that you said we have to be like always smiling and the nice and the polite, this hits me a lot because I've been like this, and
I know because I know you are, and I've seen you because we work one time together for a client here in Holland. And I saw you, and I was like, and I was like inside of me, I was like, I know what's up.
No, exactly. I feel like I always gave so much. I was always like, you have to be extra happy, extra in a good mood. And then when I'm home, I realize, not that I'm a totally different person, but when I'm with people I trust, I'm not that. I'm not that extra bubbly, extra funny Anne-Sophie. And I'm realizing, oh wow, I did this because I really wanted to be accepted by these people. Yes, I did.
It's interesting, and it's exactly that because, and I had it also. It's the same. Even I have it on shoots for me. It's like some clients will go and say like, smile, because you look sad or you look angry or whatever. I'm like, dude. The brother over there was just super white. He's been like frowning, like you just stole his ice cream, and then for like 2 hours and you haven't said anything. And for me, I'm just looking normal, frowning, and I look too dangerous for your photographs. Exactly. And it's the thing, and it's the same thing as smiling. And you need to be the white teeth out, the good, wild beast, the bon sauvage, which is, I don't know if you study that in French literature in France. That was in our high school, but you have the bon sauvage. I encourage you to check it out. It is quite interesting, the ideas of the bon sauvage and all that, and that all men are born good.
Yeah.
But it's society that perverts them. And then a few artists that like, it was developed in many, many things and explored. The idea was explored by many philosophers and writers at the time. But it's something for you to check. I think that'd be pretty cool. And I'm still looking into it, and I'm getting back into it also because I'm re-educating myself and refreshing things as I'm doing this podcast, because I think it's important to, of course, to know what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from with all the experiences. But this is a good one for you to check. And there are a few. You being French, there is an interview of James Baldwin.
Okay.
Yeah, in French.
Okay. Ooh.
The guy was speaking French,
nice.
and it's fantastic. 1967, I believe that was in 1967. So right at the time of Martin Luther King, the civil rights, and I think it was precisely at the time of the uprising in LA. It was precisely at that time, that summer. So that's perfect timing for you to hear. And you listen to what he says, and it's not much different from what we believe. And but there are some very good ideas. So,
nice. I'm going to check it out, man.
Awesome.
Cool.
Should we wrap it up?
Yes, let's wrap it up.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you for
and for you, human being, you're not biracial anymore.
No, exactly. I'm a human being, man.
You're not Dutch. You're not that. You're just from all over the world. And all that. And good luck with work and
Thank
those things.
you.
And
good seeing you, man.
And really, thanks for your input. You have no idea how this is important for some people and the next generation. It might touch 2 people, but two people might touch 10.
Exactly.
This is how we start. We build up from the ground.
Exactly.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you.